Hey, that's the bodies. We keep having party for us. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Junior's World of Soul. I am back with the new video. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I am back with the jump off, y'all. But, yo, as you can hear, I came in with my favorite song since 2023. I am talking about my guy Avery Wilson with Kiss the Sky. Like, this song is an R&B record. This song should have been out. Like, out of here. It should have been a #1 song. It just feels good. It's a good record, y'all. Go stream this. Like, please. This song is an R&B record. Like, really support this joint. For real, for real. But, y'all know what we're here for. Y'all know what the title is. I'm here for another episode of Current R&B Bangers. Now, if you're new to JR's World of Soul, Current R&B Bangers is just showing you that R&B is out here. Unfortunately, we have to go find it and we have to go search for it, and given the platforms that do it, it's just unfortunately. But I was like, instead of being on social media and running my mouth and talking mess and not trying to do something about it, I said, you know what? I'm going to create a platform where I could talk about R&B songs from current artists, from our legendary artists, for artists that's not even signed or anything. You know what I mean? Just to give R&B another platform. You know what I mean? Instead of me just talking about it on social media. So I love this culture, so I try to do everything that I can to help this culture and for it to get the love that it's supposed to get. You know what I mean? So I give you 3 to 6 joints every week. It's been every other week, then every weekend. Look, life been lifing, but I'm back and I'm ready to do this, y'all. So I got 4 joints for y'all today. So we're going to get this started because, again, I don't want to keep y'all too long. I know you got things to do, people to do, and people to see. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this started. So I'm going to start it off with Lady Wray. Now, Lady Wray, y'all know as Nicole Wray, the girl that made Make It Hot. It's time I'ma make you hot. And then, why you on in my green? Why you on in my green? Her. And then, if I was your girlfriend, imagine what you can see. Now, her. And in 2016, she turned to Lady Wray, and did like a whole new retro soul transformation. You know what I mean? And 2016, she came out with her album Queen Alone. And I talked about so many songs on that album because it gave you Betty Wright, it gave you Denise LaSalle, it gave you who else? Betty Wright. Like 70s art. It gave you that 70s soul, that Southern soul. You know what I mean? It gave you that Betty Swan. It like gave you that vibe, and I loved it. And the songs I talked about, it was Do It Again, Smiling, Guilty, and there was one more that I liked. Bad Girl, those joints. So I talked about all them joints of current R&B bangers. So yes, go check out that album. If you love soul music, you will love that album, Queen Alone. Then she came out in 2019 with Pieces of Me, and I talked about that record. And I talked about I Do. I talked about Through It All. I talked about was it Come On In. I talked about those on current R&B bangers. Like, I love the retro soul, and Lady Wray just has that grit, so it made sense. You know what I mean? So I was just hyped that now she has a new joint coming out, and it's on her 4th album that she's releasing in September. It's entitled Cover Girl. But this song, You're Gonna Win, it's gospel. It gives you a little bit of an 80s retro, but it still gives you 70s, and I loved it. And I was like, yo, when I come back to do current R&B bangers, I will talk about this record. So the first joint on current R&B bangers is coming from Lady Wray, and this song is entitled You're Gonna Win. So here we go. All right. Oh, no. Go back here. Okay. Turn down a little bit, then we're going to cut it up. All right. Hey, you're gonna win. Like, it's inspirational too. Like, you're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially at the times we're in now. Praise Jesus. We need songs like that because, it's tough out here and you're gonna win. And we need inspiring records like this. And I did an episode of starting a conversation where we need inspirational songs on mainstream radio again. You know what I mean? Especially with the times we're in. I'll put that in more info box so y'all can definitely check that out. But You're Gonna Win. It's so gospel. It's so soulful. It gives you an 80s vibe. It still has that soul to it. So I love this record. So y'all, it's all on streaming platforms. Y'all check it out. And that's the first joint of current R&B bangers coming from Lady Wray, and that's You're Gonna Win. All right, so the next song is from somebody that I know personally, and it's my brother Cameron, and my Michigan brother who is so talented, and I cannot wait till y'all see what this boy is cooking up. I'm telling you, man, he is an artist that's definitely needed. And I talked about him on the show when he did this record with James Lefty, and they did a song called Goodbye. And I talked about the record and all that good stuff. And then I talked about a song that he was a part of the team, and I was like, Cam, you're gonna be up next. I'm telling you. And listen, y'all, he is up next. He just released this summer banger. It was a surprise. I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And I know him and I'm cool with him, and I didn't even know. And he just dropped this on us. And the joint is called Too Late. It's a summer banger. It gives you the feeling of like that 90s, but with a current swag to it. And Cam is singing on the record, for real, for real. And it's an EP, and you got 5 different versions on it. But you know, the original version is a banger, and I was like, I will be talking about this joint. So this second joint of current R&B bangers is coming from Cameron, and this joint is entitled Too Late. Here we go. All right, here we go. It is too late. It is too late. Uh, too late, too late, too late. Uh, too late, too late, too late. Y'all, it's so smooth. And y'all know I would love to play more, for real. But y'all know how YouTube is, and they be crazy. So I had to give y'all a little bit. But y'all, this song is a banger. I really want y'all to support Cam. He's out here now. He's touring, doing a couple of dates. And then we know we coming with an album soon. But y'all, please support this record. It's so dope. Like I said, it gives you the 90s feeling, but it also gives you that current vibe. And you can definitely put it when it's the summer. So you can turn your record up, put your windows down, and blast that joint and let your hair blow in the wind, or your afro blow in the wind, or if the ladies, your hair blow in the wind. And fellas, if you just bald headed, just let the sun beam on it and just drive to the joint. The joint is so dope. So y'all, that is the second joint of current R&B bangers. That is from Cameron, and that is Too Late. Now, we're getting into my girl, India Shawn, who is back with a new joint, which I am so hyped. Now, India Shawn has been a fave of mine since 2017, 2018. Thanks to my brother, Sin, who I have talked about on this show so many times, but I'm going to get him on this show, y'all. And he's going to be sitting right here, and so y'all can be like, oh, this is him. Even though if y'all follow me, y'all done seen pictures of the boy, all that good stuff. You know I love him, yeah. Shout out to you, Tim. Love you too. All right, but he introduced me to her, and I went back and listened to Origin, and I listened to Outer Limits, and I fell in love with her voice. And I'm just a fan. So when she came out in 2022 with Before We Go Deeper, it became one of my favorite albums of 2022. Her and D Miles' chemistry is amazing. D-Mile, one of my favorite. He's literally one of my favorite producers of the last 5 years, like for real. But the joints with Don't Play With My Heart, Cali Love, Exchange, Caught in the Middle, same floor. The floor is the same. Shout out to the my Psych podcast family when we did an episode and we talked about India Shawn and we went crazy about Same Floor. Um, um, and Just You and what is it? Moving. What is the joint with Anderson .Paak? Oh my God. Um, moving, moving, moving on, moving on. Yes. If it is wrong, I'm sorry. I'll put in more info box. But yo, like I talked about all of those joints on current R&B banger. That just goes to show you how much I love that album. And then the recent time I talked about her, she did a record. There Must Be a God, which I thought was hauntingly beautiful. And again, her and D Mile just made an amazing song. So anytime she's coming with new music, I'm here for it. So her and D Mile has done it once again, and they came out with a new joint, and the joint is called Kill Switch. And I love it. The musicality of it, everything. And this joint is a banger. So the third joint of current R&B bangers is coming from India Shawn, and this is Kill Switch. So here we go. Get into it, y'all. Get into it. Okay. Okay, Rain. Y'all don't want to get crazy now. All right. Here we go. Uh-huh. What is that you do? I love the melody. The melody is so easy to catch. That's why I can hum it instead of knowing the words, because the melody is so, and the musicality of it, it's just amazing. The video is dope. Shout out to Luke James. He's in the video, but the song is dope. I know we got an album coming, India Shawn. I am waiting, girl, and I'm waiting to talk about it so I can talk about all the songs on it on current R&B bangers. But this joint is a banger. The joint is entitled Kill Switch, and this is the third joint on current R&B bangers. Now, this last artist that I'm talking about, like he has been a favorite of mine for really like the last 5 to 6 years, and I'm talking about Leven Kali, and he's representing LA. And I got into him off of his song "Good Lovin'," and then "Some Wrong" that I talked about here on current R&B bangers, and I talked about some songs from his Low Tide album and his High Tide albums, and then he released "Let It Rain," which was my shit. Y'all know if I went off about that joint, and then 3 months later, he ended up being on Beyonce's Renaissance, and he wrote 4 songs, if I'm not mistaken, and one of them is one of my favorites on the album, which gave me the flavor of Let It Rain. So I was like, Beyonce, girl, you be listening, girl. You be listening to what people be doing. You be listening. You got the ears. You know what I'm saying? And I was just hyped for real. And he's been a fan because he's really one of those musicians for real. And I'm just a fan of him. So he just releases the EP LK99, The Prelude, and the joint is fire. But the song that I just could not stop playing was In the End. This joint is a banger, and I was like, absolutely, I will talk about this joint on current R&B banger. So this joint is called In the End, and it is a banger, and I love it. And it goes a little something like this. Here we go. Like, come on, yo. Like, oh God. Like, I love that. Like, I just love the music. And it still gives you the flavor if you a fan of Let It Rain. I love that record. And if you love Virgo's Groove, it kind of has that feeling to it. You know what I mean? But it still got that drum and just the musicality of it. I love it. You know what I mean? So, yo, I could not stop playing this record. It is, it's dope. It's a dope EP. I want y'all to definitely check it out. But Evan Khalid, please. He's one of those ones that's a musician's musician, and definitely check him out. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Beyonce was hearing, you know what I'm saying? So he's dope, y'all. But yes, go check out his latest EP, LK99, The Prelude. And in the end, that's the fourth joint of current R&B bangers, y'all. Listen, y'all, I don't keep y'all long. Y'all got the 4 joints right there. Gave y'all Lady Ray, You're Gonna Win, Cameron with Too Late, India Shawn with Kill Switch, and Lemon Khalid with In the End. Bangers right there. Now I have to take off the yellow glasses, and I'm going to put on these. Okay, so I don't want to again keep y'all too long, but I got something that I need to say. So y'all, as a music lover, I'm getting a little bit tired of these lists, and I'm getting tired of these comparisons to artists and things like that. And I think for me as an R&B lover and for the R&B culture, is getting it's really bringing our culture down, 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 because it seems like nobody could ever get through. Nobody's ever gonna get through because everybody want to compare and compare. And what bothers me is we have big platforms that deal with the foolishness, and a lot of them don't even be R&B platforms. How about that? You know what I'm saying? And listen, I get it. I get it. You're gonna have your fave, and you're gonna have this. But if you don't know about R&B history and you don't know, please don't discuss it. Please don't, because it doesn't look good for podcasts and like the R&B reps and things like us. Because at the end of the day, it's just we. It's supposed to be for the culture. And with us doing this and the comparison thing and creating these lists and people are arguing and debating of who should be on it, and then people that should be on it, you feel like you don't know them, so they should be removed. Like, come on. Like, what bothered me is Billboard did this R&B, you know, Billboard did who should be on the R&B top R&B playlist or whatever it was, right? And a lot of people had problems with Stevie being number one. People had problems with Aretha Franklin being number two. I'm like, do y'all not understand? And Billboard kind of knew what they were doing when they put it out. You know what I mean? Because they didn't give the criteria. Because it would have scrapped a lot of debates that people was having over social media. Because if it's Billboard, then you know they're talking about Billboard entries. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? But it's like, no, this artist shouldn't be there. This artist should be there because I like this artist better. Okay, y'all, there's a difference between your fave and best. And people don't seem to understand that, and it bothers me, and it really hurts the culture. Like, I love what we did with Versus because it was you were celebrating, but then on social media it was called, oh no, this one is better and blah 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 blah. No, can we get back to just celebrating the music? And everybody wants to get back to, oh, I loved it when we was in the '90s and that feeling. Well, with doing things like this, we're gonna lose it because the powers that be is gonna see this and gonna be like, oh, we need to do more arguments. That's what people love. That's what R&B is getting it. They just like the debate and all this. It ain't about the music. So they ain't gonna give us the promo that we deserve. They're not gonna give us the money behind it because they see us on social media arguing back and forth. No, let's just enjoy the music and respect to the ones that came before us and give them love too. And if you don't know the artist, go listen to them. You might start liking them when you start listening to their music. Yes, you can have your fave, but y'all go listen to the ones that came before you because trust me, your fave now had to go through didn't have to go through hoops and are your faves and are doing great right now because of the ones that came before them. So y'all, please, can we chill with the comparisons and the Chris and the Usher and the Chris and the Mike? Like, can we stop that? Chris makes good music. Michael Jackson makes good music. Can we just stick there, please? I beg of you. I beg of you. So now we're talking about history, y'all. And y'all know what I like to do. I like to, hey, we come in with a new joint. I like to get out of here with a classic. So this song was number one 40 years ago. And it was on its fifth week at number one on the R&B charts, and this is definitely a classic. So when you hear it, I want y'all to sing along with me, and I will see y'all on the next episode of JR's. I was about to say Motown Life. No, but I'll be back with current R&B bangers. So here we go, y'all. I know y'all gonna know it. So here we go. For an old time's sake, I see y'all. Peace.